Everyone, welcome to my channel The Tooth Fairy, and our today's topic is developmental alteration of teeth. So alterations can be classified on the basis of change in number, size, shape or structure of teeth. Based on number, it can be hypodontia or hyperdontia. So hypodontia is developmental absence of one or more teeth. That means teeth are decreased in number, and hyperdontia is increased number of teeth. Another term is anodontia, which is there in ectodermal dysplasia. Okay, so what is ectodermal dysplasia? Ectodermal dysplasia is a group of disorders like whatever structure is originated from ectoderm, they are altered, they have defect like hair, teeth, nails or sweat glands. They all are ectodermally originated. So in these structures there will be an alteration. Okay, and in hypodontia there is mesiodense, distomolar or paramolar. So here you can see a mesiodense, which is an extra tooth present between the prime incisors, central incisors. Okay, and here you can see a distomolar, that is distal to third molar, extra tooth distal to third molar. They are also called as supernumerary tooth. And then we have this paramolar. Okay, paramolars are buccal or lingual to molars, buccal or lingual to molars. So the number of teeth are increased in hyperdontia. Then we have, based on size, we have microdontia, that means teeth are small, and in macrodontia teeth are large. So microdontia is true generalized. Okay, true generalized is in case of pituitary dwarfism. And relative generalized is when the teeth appear to be smaller because maybe the jaw size is greater, so teeth appear to be smaller. And focal is like localized, we have peg laterals. Okay, and then in macrodontia there is true generalized, means that all the teeth are more in size than the normal teeth. It is in pituitary gigantism. And then we have relative generalized. Relative generalized are, that is, the jaw is smaller in size, so the tooth appears to be more than normal in size. Okay, all the tooth appears to be increased in size. Okay, then we have focal or localized. It is commonly seen in mandibular third molars that their size is increased. Okay, then based on the shape, it is very important, this topic. Mainly the question comes from like as short note, as gemination, fusion, concrescence can be asked, dense invaginatus, dense invaginatus, they all are asked. Taurodontism, and then we have dilaceration, and in accessory cusp. So any of these can be asked as a 5 marks question. Okay, so here we have gemination, fusion, concrescence. Accessory cusp mein we read about cusp of Carabelli, and we have Talen's cusp. Then we have dense invaginatus, that is like dense in dente we call it, and dense invaginatus, that is we call it occlusal pearl. And ectopic enamel is called as enamel pearl. This is also called as Leong's premolar. तो ये question इस नाम से भी आ सकता है. Then taurodontism is like bull tooth because tooth is very large in the size. And then we have dilaceration, which means the curved root. Okay, and in structure, change in structure, there is amelogenesis imperfecta, dentinogenesis imperfecta, dentine dysplasia type 1, type 2 and regional odontodysplasia. So इनमें से भी किसी पे भी question आ सकता है. In today's lecture we are going to discuss about the alterations in shape, gemination, fusion and concrescence. So starting with gemination, the other name is schizodontism, that means schizophrenia, like we have this term. So schizophrenia is like split personality, so schizo means split. So one tooth germ is split into two incomplete teeth. So we have term tooth germ. Okay, tooth germ starts forming in 6 week of intrauterine life, and it has these three parts: enamel organ, dental papilla, dental follicle, or dental sac. So enamel organ gives rise to enamel, dental papilla gives rise to dentine or pulp, and dental follicle or sac give rise to alveolar bone, PDL, periodontal ligament, and cementum. So there is a split in one tooth germ and it gives rise to incomplete two teeth, that is gemination. So it is basically seen in deciduous as well as in permanent dentition. In deciduous it is like 0.5%, and it is lesser in permanent dentition, that is 0.1%. It is more common in maxilla and is common in anterior regions like in incisors and canine region. So here we have clinical features. So there are crowns completely or completely separated crowns which have a single root and root canal. Like you can see here, this is a joined crown, okay, but they have a single root. Okay, so this is gemination. Then the problems which can arise are due to deep fissures. The risk of caries can be increased. There can be arch symmetry or crowding or the delayed eruption of adjacent teeth. Then in the radiograph we can see the cleft crown, bifid crowns, that is crown is divided into two parts. So there will be a buccolingual groove which will extend to the occlusal third, and it will appear that it is dividing the crown into two parts. And pulp chamber can be single, enlarged, or it may be partially divided. Then how we are going to manage a tooth which has gemination? So we will try to decrease its mesiodistal width. Also we can attempt RCT, and then we will try to surgically divide the tooth into two teeth, and then we can put on the crowns, or we can do orthodontic correction. Okay, also we can give sealant and restoration because there are deep fissures and grooves. Okay, topic is fusion. Fusion means that the single large tooth is there. Okay, so this is the union of two normal separated tooth germs. Okay, two tooth germs will form a single large tooth. Okay, then we have fusion can be complete or incomplete based on the stage of tooth development. Okay, you can see the fusion here, and we have separated roots. Okay, so contact occurs before calcification. Okay, so then there will be completely united root and crown. But if contact occurs after the crown has formed, then there will be simply the union of roots. Okay, and there can be separate or fused root canal. Okay, इसमें एक important line है, dentine is always confluent in true fusion. That means dentine is always involved in true fusion. Like in concrescence we will read that in concrescence root are just attached with the help of cementum. Okay, dentine is not involved, but in fusion dentine is involved. Then it is more common in deciduous teeth, as we read in gemination also. Gemination was common in maxilla, while fusion is common in mandible. It is common in anterior teeth like gemination. Then it is more commonly found in syndromes like chondroectodermal dysplasia, focal dermal hypoplasia, or osteopetrosis. Otherwise normally it can also be found even if there is no such disease. Okay, then we can manage it by surgical separation, or then we can do some orthodontic treatment. Then how we will decide it is gemination or fusion? Okay, like if we are just seeing it clinically, how we can decide? Okay, because in both the cases the tooth are united. Okay, so if we will do the tooth count first. Okay, we will exclude the third molars, and like if we count the anomalous tooth as one. Okay, why this is not working here? So we will count the anomalous teeth as 1. Okay, if the count becomes 28, okay, that means it is gemination. Okay, but if the count is 27, it means it is fusion. बहुत कॉमन सी बात है इसमें, बहुत सिंपल सी बात है कि अगर फ्यूजन था तो टू टूथ जर्म फॉर्म्ड वन टूथ, ठीक है, वरना तो टू टूथ जर्म्स विल फॉर्म टू टूथ, बट इस केस में वन बनाया था तो वन teeth will be missing. Okay, so it will reveal a missing tooth. तो tooth count reveals a missing tooth when anomalous teeth is counted as 1. तो ये हमारा केस आ गया फ्यूजन का. And tooth count is normal when anomalous teeth is counted as 1. तो ये हमारा केस आ गया germination का. So fusion में there will be a missing tooth and normal होगा in germination. And in germination, the coronal halves of the teeth are mirror images, and in fusion, they are at an angle. So the teeth are joined at an angle. So there is crooked appearance. Then we have our third topic, concrescence. Concrescence is fusion which occur after root formation has been completed, and teeth are united by cementum only. So it is important word that teeth are united just by cementum. Now causes because this is developmental anomaly. So first cause to developmental आ गया, that there is a lack of space during developmental of tooth. So the roots are very close to each other. Okay, and then while they are forming, so there is cementum overgrowth. Okay, more cementum is formed and then they get attached to each other by cementum. Then we have inflammatory. Okay, when there is some local infection, okay, when there is any local infection in this tooth, okay, so cementum tries to attempt the repair in the apical area. So it will try to resolve and it will form more cementum and then they will be connected to each other. Okay, it will also try to, if it is developmental, okay, it will one tooth will erupt but it will stop the eruption of the other tooth. So the types are true concrescence, which like roots are bound during development, or acquired concrescence if occurs after development, that means due to inflammation. So clinical feature is they are most commonly present between second and third molar, more commonly maxillary molar, mandibular mate is rare. So how we will diagnose is we will take radiograph at different angles and we will see that there is union of teeth, okay, with the help of cementum, that is there is no PDL shadow. Otherwise teeth are separated and we can see PDL shadow around each tooth, but here no PDL space shadow will be there. So management, we should be careful during extractions. Okay, if we are going to extract like second maxillary molar, so third molar will also come out. Okay, if it is joined in the root area, okay, by cementum. And it also can cause the fracture of maxillary sinus, as it is very close to the floor of maxillary sinus. It can cause the fracture of maxillary sinus when we are trying to attempt extraction. Okay, so here you can see they are joined by the cementum. Okay, there is no PDL shadow here, okay, in this radiograph. So they are joined in this region. Okay, that's all for today. So you can also contact me on Instagram. You can get all the PDFs of these lectures on the Tooth Fairy YouTube. I have given the link in the description box. You can also email me at this given email. So thank you everyone, and please like, share and subscribe if you like the video. Thank you.